Everybody know what it takes.
Yeah.
How many people willing to do it? How many people willing to do it?
From players who will be key to team growth to signings that could change the game of football for a while, join me as I show you the biggest moves of the NFL offseason so far.
Do you want to win any of these items on your screen? If so, be sure to watch the whole video, leave a like, and comment the hidden message. And with that being said, let's get right into the video.
Number 7, Cam Newton, free agency.
As a quarterback in this league, as a quarterback in sports, you're unanimously the leader. Knowing that, I left it all out there on the field, and if you ask me would I do it again, I'd do it again.
Without a doubt, given the nature of the NFL, we should start out by talking about a quarterback, right? It's not the one you're thinking about. We'll get to him later. When the Carolina Panthers drafted Cam Newton in the NFL draft, he was meant to be the true future of the franchise. And to be clear, he lived up to that hype in many ways. When he was turned loose on the field, he was making highlights every single game. And not long after getting into the league, he not only won the MVP award, but he took the Panthers to the Super Bowl. However, he lost and things went downhill after that point. A series of major injuries made Newton more of a liability than a help. And so, after many talks, Cam Newton was released by the Panthers. This was a big deal because many felt that he would be worth something in a trade, but clearly that wasn't the case. At the time of this writing, Newton hasn't been signed by another team, likely because of the epidemic sweeping the world that prevents scouts from seeing how much he has left in the tank. More than likely, he will be signed by someone. There are plenty of NFL teams that need a quarterback, but as for who signs him, that's a bit of a mystery. Number 6, Calais Campbell to the Ravens.
At the same time, it's a great day. It's a day that just signifies how hard I've worked my whole life and being able to reach the ultimate level I've worked hard for.
If we're being honest here, when it comes to the Baltimore Ravens, they had one of the best underperforming seasons in NFL history. Why is that? Because they had Lamar Jackson as their quarterback, lit up the league so much that they got the number 1 seed in the playoffs, and then choked in their first game in said playoffs. Again. Jackson is 0-2 in the playoffs. So what can they do to help him out? Shore up their defense. Because defense wins championships, and obviously Jackson can't do it all on his own. Enter Calais Campbell, a pass rusher from Jacksonville that the Ravens got from measly 5th-round pick in the upcoming draft. This in many ways is a steal because he had over 30 sacks in 3 seasons with Jacksonville, making him a top-tier defensive player. Plus, he's known to be a good teammate, which is always something you want. Add to that, the Ravens built their legacy on defense, but have struggled with it in recent years. Getting Campbell to rejuvenate that defense and give Jackson the chance on offense to do what he does best without fear of a lot of scoring from the other side? Yeah, that's worth a 5th-round draft pick. Number 5, Stefon Diggs to the Bills.
People as a whole feel like NFL players can't dress anyways. I feel like I can dress.
In terms of surprises, the Buffalo Bills wowed many in the 2019 season and even made it to the playoffs for the first time in a long time. And while they did lose in heartbreaking fashion, they proved that they were for real and not a fluke team. Now, with a certain seismic shift in their division, the team aims to prove that they are still a contender. And so they went to the Vikings and dished out a lot to get Stefon Diggs, a key wideout that will make the Bills' offense even better. The Bills have been focusing on getting their offense back on track with key acquisitions over the last season or two. GM Brandon Beane used last offseason to address the team's hyper-ugly receiving group, snatching up under-the-radar assets in John Brown and Cole Beasley. And now, with the arrival of Diggs, that's a triple threat on the offense that most defenses won't be able to handle if things go well. Then again, the Bills had to give up a lot to Minnesota to get him, so the pressure will be on from the outset. But again, with a certain leading man of the AFC East no longer in the division, the Bills are now prime contenders to make a play to make them the division winners for the first time in a very long time. Number 4, Phillip Rivers to the Colts.
Quit crying! You talking the whole game, now you're on mute!
The Indianapolis Colts have been a very interesting story over the last several years. At one point, they were the pride of the NFL in many ways because of the quarterback they had in Peyton Manning. Then, when he left, he brought in the second coming of him via Andrew Luck, and for a while, it seemed like he was the real deal, even getting them to the AFC Championship game. But then, not unlike Cam Newton, injuries started to sideline him more and more. Then, in a major shocker, after the first game last year, Luck retired on the spot, leaving the Colts in a compromised position that no one should want to be in. While they did make a run that almost got them in the playoffs, it wasn't enough. So clearly, they needed to fix their quarterback situation. Enter Philip Rivers, a big-time veteran who spent all of his career previously with the San Diego/Los Angeles Chargers. His veteran leadership could without a doubt be a big influence on the Colts, and in a very inconsistent division, they could get into the playoffs. But Rivers is very inconsistent himself, so how good will he be for the Colts? Time will tell. Number 3, Jack Conklin to the Browns.
It goes all the way back to the Michigan State thing. The two guys that were arch rivals to teammates and then to our personality.
If you were to rank the most underperforming teams in the NFL last year, the Cleveland Browns would have to be number 1 on that list. For the simple reason that in the previous offseason, they made some very big deals that would make their team as good as it has been in potentially decades. We're talking top-tier talent. And yet, when the time came to actually perform, they flopped hard. They looked like a team with no unity, and their savior quarterback in Baker Mayfield couldn't perform like many expected him to in this second year. One of the big reasons was that his offensive line couldn't protect him. Well, now they have a piece of that puzzle solved, as Jack Conklin, the biggest free agent tackle on the market, has signed with the Browns. Will this be an immediate fix to all their problems? More than likely not, but it will help. And with the draft upcoming, they can use more picks to shore up their O-line so that Baker can do what he needs to in order to help them win and prove they're not all talk. Number 2, DeAndre Hopkins to the Cardinals.
I'll just take it one play at a time, not get ahead of ourselves.
In terms of biggest steal of the offseason, that would have to go to the Arizona Cardinals, who shocked the world by getting one of the best wide receivers in the game, DeAndre Hopkins, for a measly second-round pick and a player. Why was this a big deal? Hopkins was key to the Texans' run through the playoffs last year, which included a major second-round battle with the Kansas City Chiefs, the eventual Super Bowl champs, that is still discussed today. Plus, his skill is undeniable. He has had 5 1,000-yard reception seasons and plenty of touchdowns to go with it. Because of this, the Cardinals now have a major receiver to give to young quarterback Kyle Murray, and perhaps the Cardinals are aiming to make a major run at the playoffs this year. Number 1, Tom Brady signs with Tampa Bay.
I never imagined, being in this situation. I've just been so blessed.
If you were to make a list of the best quarterbacks of the last 20 years of football, there is truly only one name that you can put in the number 1 spot, and that name is Tom Brady. Brady started out as 7th-round draft pick. He was literally getting ready to accept another job that was as regular can be, and a backup quarterback to Drew Bledsoe on the New England Patriots. Then, when Bledsoe got injured, he stepped up and led the Patriots to a Super Bowl upset against the St. Louis Rams. That was the beginning of a dynasty that lasted 2 decades and got the New England Patriots to not 1, not 2, not 5, but 6 Super Bowl victories with him as quarterback. That's an NFL record in terms of doing it with one coach and quarterback, and Brady has the most Super Bowl rings on a single player in history. He's a legend and easily the greatest of all time. But in the last season of the NFL, rumors ran rampant about what Tom Brady was really feeling in terms of his relationship with the Patriots, especially with Coach Belichick and owner Robert Kraft. Sure enough, after going out in the first round of the playoffs, something Brady and the Patriots had never done before, Tom left the team for free agency. And in a shot heard around the world, he signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Why'd he go there? Money. He signed a major 2-year deal that's getting him tens of millions of dollars to play there. He's already rich for the record, but now he's more rich. But the real question here isn't about the money. It's about what Tom Brady can bring to a Bucs franchise that hasn't been relevant in a long time. Can he make them better? Well, yes he can. But how much better isn't on him? It's on the team. The Bucs do have some good pieces, but to say that they're instant playoff contenders, that's a bit of a stretch. But time will tell what Tom Brady still has to offer, and until we have proof that he doesn't have it anymore, meaning more than one bad season, this will be one of the biggest offseason moves in NFL history.
A simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's really your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. Go for it.
So, what do you think? What do you think of these moves made in the NFL during the offseason that may help change the game when the new season comes? Which of these moves do you feel is the one that can make the biggest change for a team or teams? Who do you got right now to win it all next year? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time on the channel.